Huxley is always home by now. It's 4:04. That's why I set this for 4:00. And he's coming up the driveway. So the dog is about to bark everybody. And I'm sorry, I was trying to time it so that he would be here. He's usually home before 4. So the bus was a little late. It's okay. It's just your brother. It's just your brother. You don't have to bark. You don't have to bark. We're good. Nope. It's okay, Bobo. It's okay. It's just, oh, it's so cute. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Sophia, Leggy Blonde. That's a song by Flight of the Conchords that I'm kind of a fan of. Hey, Anna Pikachu Hunter, show everybody your baby. Look at that. Is that the cutest thing? Catherine B. Hey, Joel Sachs. Scientology up north. Lumen. I love that you're here. Hey, Joel Sachs again. I meant that. I did it intentionally. Erica's here. Jane Aldrich. Linda. Panda. Honey Lou. Caroline in Canada. Welcome. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? Nope. Baby Lily Pad. Angie Mo. Buffy made it. Air Supply. You made it again. Hey, Tammy. Lori Ellingson. Thanks, Rachel. My hair is super dirty. Hey, Joanne Hawley, DNV. I love Flight of the Conchords too. Ghost Rider. I know Ghost Rider. He's so cute. Anna Banana made it. Jojo made it. Speaking of bananas, 2 bananas. Look at that. Anna Banana, Jojo Bananas. Don't confuse the two. Many, many differences there. One is Scottish. To start. Teresa, Patty, I love that you made it. Patty, been thinking about you a lot, girl. You and your dog Noodles that we lost. Rest in heaven, Noodles, because he was so sweet and cute. And Patty, I want you to know that you're loved and thought of. Hey, Sam Ashby. Hey, Charisse. Marie Marion. Lacey Silver is here. It's business time. That's why they call it business socks, because I'm taking off my business socks. I actually don't know the words that well to that one, but that's a pretty good one. I like the video. I have a crush on that guy. Pepperoni Nips is here. I'm glad you made it. Hey, Susie, Debbie, Zito, Melissa, Liz Tricks. Your hair down to your legs and your legs down to the floor. Leggy blonde, goodbye. Goodbye. I love his sultry voice. He's like, leggy, 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 leggy. I love that song. I play it all the time, actually. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, Catherine B. Laura Lou, Mandy Albert, Armine. Love you, Armine. If you sent me texts, I've been on the phone literally since this morning. I've got like 96 texts that I need to tend to. I'm sorry I haven't answered that. Kim Leaf, Alabama Rose, Mods, don't think I don't see you. There's Joel Sachs again. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Charcoal Ninja. Lorraine Chambers. Love your hair. Dang, guys, this is some dirty hair. You could never run a comb through this. It's a real bird's nest. DS Kitty Diane. I'm kind of excited. I did a 6-hour Zoom call yesterday, and then I did a 3-hour stream. I never do 3-hour streams with you guys, but I couldn't stop. I was just on this like crazy high doing that with you, but it tore up my throat and voice. Like I had no voice last night. And I have been talking all day again today. So I'm going to need to sip on that water. Everyone remind me periodically, please. Thank you so much. Liz Tricks, please make a note of that. So mode it be. We vote that in. Good. I love that one too, Lori Lee. But you probably still have to keep your normal job. Part-time model. I love you, Patty. Liz R made it. Hey, Helena. Paula Pendley. Good to see you. Hey, Justin. Hey, Jennifer Ogle. I love a New Zealand accent too. Viggy Katz. Dawn Davies. Robin Miners. Thanks, Robin Miners. Well, you guys know I keep having to wear a tank top for now because I have all this lotion slathered on this thing and I don't want to get it on a shirt. I'm not trying to look cool. I'm just, actually, I don't particularly love wearing a tank top this many days in a row. It's not like I'm fit, right? Like there's a lot happening here. It's not like I'm just trying to, okay, just keep that in your back pocket. Stella, BLT. Thank you, BLT. Thank you. Linda says it was one of the best streams. I really enjoyed yesterday. It's probably my second favorite stream I've ever done. I feel invigorated by that. I shared a lot and it was hard for me to do that, but we're going to get into that a little bit today because I got some really interesting. Alana, I'm glad that you're here, babe. Hey, Rocks in a Box. Renee B, praise be to he, girl. Watch the first episode of The Righteous Gemstones. You just watched the first one. Oh, buckle in. That is the best show in this world. Tea oils for the voice. Yeah. So noted. Thank you, Liz. Hey, Muffet Lou. It's Stacy Toms. I love that you're here. Hey, Abigail. Well, be safe driving, Abigail. Be careful there. Katie Fulton made it. Deborah Ricci. Have I tried coconut oil for my tattoo? I have not. I have not tried that. I don't think I have any. Hey, Riley's Human. Okay, I just caught up in the chats. So, Donna Cooper. I don't want to demonetize yet, but I know what you're saying, and I'm loud and clear about it, girl. All right. I will stretch my voice and tear up my throat over it, Melissa, because you asked for it. Reese, you're not trying to look cool. You just are cool. Come some. For those that don't know, I love you, Alicia. Thank you. I'm glad you're here today. For those that don't know, I stole that from Steven Seagal from a wonderful 1986 probably film called Above the Law. He has some of the best one-liners, and that's just a new thing for me. So if you see me saying it in other people's chats, if you see me saying it at all, I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just cool. Come get some. Once you start doing it too, it's hard to stop. Come get some. And then I tear up my throat. Hey, squirrel girl. You know, you would think that's easy. It's not that easy. West Coast Fancy Nancy. I did that. I made it the Facebook cover photo because I thought I don't have to answer to anybody. Helena, our dear friend and mod Helena, I can't get over it. Like I can't. The other day I did that weird stream where I looked like I had your grandma's Afghan on my head. And I updated the Facebook cover photo to that. Helena made that. Thanks, Nikolai. Well, hey, Lady O, come get some. If that doesn't scare you into reality, I mean, you take a look at that and you're like, wow, single forever right there. Like no friends, single. I'm going to make that my Tinder profile. Just kidding. I would never have a Tinder. Hey, Philip Wright. I never get to see you. Hey, Baby Steps. Grocery shopping. I did that earlier. Barely made it home in time, girl. This bitch, come get some. Philip Wright, I'm glad you're here. I do too, Sam Ashby. I can't get enough of it. I feel like we need to put that on something. It needs to be on a billboard or something. I mean, you could just do that and really scare people. Don't even use words. I'll see myself out. Too far? Wrong crowd, probably. I am really, really energized today for the first time in a long time. It's probably because I didn't take my diabetes pill today because I've been doing it every other day. And the day I take it, I'm really tired. I did, Renee B. You nailed it, girl. You nailed it. When you had it on the other day, I thought you looked like Mrs. Doubtfire. That's fun. And I consider that a strong compliment. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, thank you to Helena for making that. You got to be weird to find your tribe of weirdos. And this one, our girl that said that is in Germany, and she is weird, but we love her, and she lets it fly. And that's my favorite thing about it. She scares you, but she's also a good time. Do it. You're in southern Spain. Yeah, I knew that. Spreading the come get some. You got to do it. Everybody around the world right now, just let it out. It's so addictive. It's so addictive. I can't stop doing it. I took my Monjaro last night. I feel awful. I hate it's been betraying me after we were so good together for 2 years. Hey, Brenda from Canada. Yeah, I'm having the same problem. Remember my diabetes medicine tried to kill me and made my pancreas attack me, our angry panky. I like the colors in so I'm sorry, Catherine, and I get it. The colors in your tattoo are brighter as it's healing. Please show the fox's eyes and butterfly. Doesn't seem brighter to me, but my therapist liked it. He was like, do you have a new tattoo on your arm? I was like, I do. And he really liked what it represented. So Speaking of therapy, we have things to talk about. Oh, my throat. I did it to myself. I did it to myself. We can deal with it. We'll be all right. Push through. So, I have some things I want to say, and this is super intense, and I need everybody with me today. This is itching. Yeah, Stacy Toms, let's talk about the things. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda from thanks, Joel Sachs. Brenda from Canada says, just love you. You're so entertaining. I'm glad that one person feels that way. If I accomplish that with one person and I'm looking at you, Brenda, that's all that matters to me. Everyone else here is like, what's going on? Tribe of Weirdos. Are we the Reese Army? Kiss Army? It's the cult of Reese, Philip, right? Yeah, you are in the cult of Reese. Erica's with me. Start spilling, says Sophia. Dang, she's a pushy German. Lisa Kelson, your tattoo looks amazing. Hi, everyone else. Reese, I've been thinking about you all night. You've overcome so much. You are so inspiring. That is such a nice thing to say, Lisa, and I'm glad that you made it. Tell Craig hello. That too, Deborah Ricci. Brenda, I'm serious. I'm glad that you made it. I'm glad you're here. Don't mind this. I'm not being overly aggressive. It's just really itchy. So I really need you to turn up your volumes on your hearing aids, everybody. If you're over 90, like Fred was, I need you to hear this. Okay. Groundbreaking stuff. Breakthrough. All right. Let's go back for a minute. I do too. I like that he did the eye of the fox. He did not want to, though, Teresa. He did not want to. He was like, I think you should leave it. And I'm like, dude, we're not asking for neon green here. Let's not be silly with ourselves. Okay. Let's try to be more serious in our life. Calla's Lilies. Is that the same Calla? Did you just change it to Calla's Lilies? Or is that my old friend Calla? Calla, welcome in, babe. Okay. Listen up, everybody. I know, Patty, I want to go to Germany too. All right. I'm starting to do the ADD thing. Okay. So thank you so much, Lisa Kelson. You know, I may do the ADD thing, but I rock and roll with it. Hey, Jane, like I can tell a story, multitask with the story, cry at the same time, say hello to people, say I'm sorry for your loss, keep the chat moving, accept a super chat, do a membership or two. I can do it all. So I don't want to hear it otherwise. Okay. Actually, I'm falling apart. So last night, let's discuss this for a minute. Last night, you ADHD better than anybody else. It's your channel. It's Calla. Welcome in, Calla. And Run a Vacuum, Renee B. Thank you for that. It's a fascinating gift. I can do a lot. I could probably whip up some spaghetti at the same time right now. I'm telling you, I really could. Let's fix that. See what I mean? I may have the ADDs, but nobody does it like me. Okay. The 444, Jane, means, hey, aspire to inspire. It means protection of angels around you. That's what it means for me. Okay, Wanda, good to see you though. So last night, this is kind of an important, hey, reflections. Glad you're back. This is kind of an important part of today, what I want to discuss. So not everybody was here yesterday, and I'm just going to catch you up real quick. Yesterday was an incredible stream for me. It was very meaningful, and I went into some very deep, dark Scientology memories that I haven't addressed, and some things that you've never heard. I think it's both, Jane. Some things that you've never heard. So like when I told some stories yesterday, and I was like, I've never said that. I forgot about it. There's so many like that. Hey, Lindy. Oh, bye, Lindy. You take care as well, babe. Hey, there's Linda Perales. So, I really discussed some things yesterday that I have not ever talked about before, not because I was holding back. I wasn't trying to hide something. It was just that I had forgotten about the story. Why? Because I think that I tend to bury things and not go into them as much as I try to be open and I want to get to know myself coming out of Scientology. I think my mind somehow protects me from certain memories. I really do, because there's things where I'm like, degraded Diana, welcome in. I love that you're here, babe. Good for you, Lisa Kelson. Oh God. So yesterday, the point is, yesterday I told a story about the fact that Scientologists generally don't seek medical treatment. I feel safe saying that. I don't like to speak for other people or groups, but I feel fairly safe saying most of them would agree with me in that they don't, yeah, Robin, they don't seek medical treatment through a medical doctor in any way. So instead, what they do is they seek chiropractic. I've been seeing a chiropractor since probably 2 or 3 days after I was born. And most Scientologists around me in my 38 years always saw a chiropractor. And strangely enough, a lot of Scientologists are chiropractors. There's a lot of dentists. Hey, Twyla. Twyla, I love that idea. I might steal that. They do. A lot of Scientologists are either chiros or dentists. It's odd, but they are. Since I was born, Jane, I was born with severe asthma. So I've been being treated by a chiropractor until the age of 5, where I was turning blue and couldn't handle it. And my mom finally took me to an ER, and I was in the hospital for a while, and I had to be on all these medical treatments for my breathing. Hey, just as I am. Fast forward to going into the Sea Org when I was 7. The second I checked into the Sea Org, they took that medication away from me. Again, I got super sick. I could not breathe. Okay, Deborah, have fun. I couldn't breathe. It was just a really bad deal. Okay. So, they frown upon anything medical. My diabetes went undiagnosed for years because I couldn't go to the doctor. So they frown upon that. I said all this yesterday, but the point is, I was talking about chiropractic yesterday. This is not the point of the story, but it's important. Okay. Well, it's important to me. Probably at the end of this, you're going to be like, why did you have to repeat yourself? Hey, Bohemian, Luciferian Witch. So I'll tell you why. Yesterday was hard for me in a lot of ways. Very hard for me. Okay. Hey, Meredith Lynn, because I had to explore some things and you guys helped me to see some things. Heather, welcome in. You guys helped me to see some things that I was floored by. I almost didn't sleep last night. I'm very wired today over it. So I was mentioning a story yesterday about an OT8, which is the highest top level of the bridge that's available. Hey, Rhonda McNeil, chiropractor that everyone saw in Kansas City when I lived there. He was a big deal. He's known me, I think, since around when I was born, maybe like met me at 2 or 3, but he's known me since I was really little. I called him basically a family member, really respected the guy, liked him a lot. Cammie, welcome in. So true, Muffet Lou. So I never thought of anything of this, and I also didn't have a point of reference. I saw a chiropractor that was not a Scientologist when I was a baby, and he adjusted in a different way than this OT8 did, and it's my only point of reference. But for the last, I would say, I saw this guy probably almost every week, if not every other week. Some weeks I would miss if I was not around, but almost every week for about 9 years, I saw this OT8 chiropractor. Okay, I want that to be clear. Hey, Audrey. And something shocking happened last night in the chat. Most of you are going to know what I'm talking about because you were here, but for those that weren't, I'm catching you up. That chiropractor, would adjust me with, like I talked about last night, it's called an activator and it looks like a pen and it sounds like a pen. That's how he would adjust me everywhere. Okay. And when I talked about this last night, I was saying how he would grab and adjust, like he would do it all every week. He would grab a boob and he would like go around it and he would grab, hey, Mimi. Thanks, Mimi. He would grab my vag, okay? And he would, oh, thank you. Thank you, Joanne Holly. Water break, sorry. Awesome sauce. You can totally say it if you pay to play. Look at Joanne. Be more like Joanne. Thanks for the reminder. I don't want to do too much because then I'm going to have to pee. Thank you, Joanne. And thank you for that super chat. That was really nice. So I'm not exaggerating, but like he really would like grab and like, it was odd. Thank you, Heather. And you're turning me on, and I'm generally into the gents. Dang, Heather, that's a huge compliment, babe, especially coming from you. You're a babe. Thank you. Yes, that is acceptable, Melissa. Thanks for asking, and Liz will make a note of that. Hey, Peggy Collins. So I'm not kidding. Like, he would have me on the table and like do this and like pull and adjust on my cooter. And he also would flip me over and like go all around my butt. Like, he would like paw at my butt more than most husbands that I've had. I didn't think anything of that until the chat last night was like, whoa, Reese, what did you just say? And I was like, you can go back and see it in real time. It didn't occur to me. Like, you want to call it naive. I trusted the fact that this was a doctor. This is an OT8 who I highly, highly trusted. Okay. And so that's the truth. So I had a conversation after this with a friend last night that said, you really didn't know that this person said that you were being molested. That's the word they used. And it was funny in the moment, but it became unfunny real fast because I thought, was I was I inappropriately touched? I didn't have a point of reference, but there's so much more to this story I want to get into. So I'm not going to name names and I'm not going to get far into this. Okay. No one knows about this. This is not like, it's not a well-known thing. I've been having some issues lately with some people that are close to me in my life, family and friends. Okay. And I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. And I'm just going to say it's been a struggle in the last 6 months, that there are some people that were close to me in my life that I'm struggling with. And a few of them in particular have said some pretty harsh things to me. This is a separate story, but just as relevant as far as crossing boundaries, okay? And me doing nothing about it or even realizing it, okay? Please stay with me on this. It's really, really important. I had such a breakthrough today in therapy, and I really want to share this with you guys because whenever I have some kind of a breakthrough, I'm like, the first thing I think of is like, I got to go tell my friends on my channel because you are more than my mother. You guys have been with me, holding my hand through this entire journey. And every day is a new day for me. I swear to God, it's like every day I learn something new. I discover something new. I feel like I found God. Like, there's so many things, okay, that I'm like, I gotta tell everybody. Like, there's not even one person in particular. I'm like, I gotta get to my channel. If you notice, I set this stream up 3 hours ago. That's how excited I've been about it today. Like, I'm like, I want to tell everybody so bad. I have to tell them. So yes, Robin. So I have had some people, it's not important, but say some really inappropriate things to me that I thought were my friend, that were close to me. Okay. Like, really harsh, mean things to me. Kind of walked all over me, kind of took advantage. I'm not trying to sound like a victim here at all, but hey, Robin W., hey, Ewa, figured out what to do about it. So I do nothing. Hey, Trisha Kelly. And one of my biggest things that people have done with me throughout life, see this rat's nest? You guys are like, your hair looks good. I haven't washed it since Thursday. Look at that. It's just bad. So I haven't known what to do about it, but I will tell you, throughout my life, that's not true. More recently, what is it, Bojangles? Oh, he's so friendly. Oh, you're stopping the whole show and everybody's going to get upset. But he's snuggly. And he stopped the show to say, I want to snuggle for just a minute. Jeez. You can't take it with you. You might as well get your snuggles in. Oh, I love that, Bobo. And he says, I don't have any friends except my mom. And the only reason my mom is my friend is because she feeds me my lunches. How many times have I said that's not true? Everybody loves you. And he says, no, because once they meet me, they don't like how big I am and I get in the way. Well, you're smiley and you're a good person, though. And you went to Yale and you're so smart, even though you go out and you eat all the cat poop. So I've always had friends say to me, why would you let someone say that to you? Why did you let them do that to you? Right? He did, Heather, right before the stream. He got his lunchies. I have been told that by non Scientologists my whole life. I've had a real issue. I need you to understand this. I always, this is huge what I realized today. This is huge. I'm so excited to share this. I have always had an issue with letting people, I think I said this in a stream. I will stand up for someone else. I have no problem being like, you did not just say that for someone else, but I can't do it for me. And I've always had that problem. So I've had some friends as of late say some really inappropriate things to me, and I freeze. I do nothing. I say nothing, but I bring it up to like one of my closest friends, Michelle, who you guys know. She's been my friend since I was 19. I shared some of this stuff with her over the last couple of months. Okay. And when I do, she goes, what? Why would you let somebody say that to you? What's your fear? What are you doing, Reese? Like, you're better than that. Why would you let someone say that and insult you like that? So I've been getting it, right? Yes, Jessamine, I've been getting it, but I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it. That's where I've been at for months. I'm like, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. How do we learn boundaries? How do we, like, I kind of want to know like why I can't set a boundary. I'm learning how to do it on emails. I'm learning how to do it with total strangers. I'm better than I used to be, but I'm still like in real time. If someone says something awful to me in person, I say nothing. I let them say it. And there have been a couple of things that have been said to me where it was so bad. It was very, very rough. Okay. Like cutthroat, not like beat around the bush, not passive aggressive, like fucking cutthroat. And I said nothing. I said nothing. Okay. Oh, interesting, drive-in fan. I did not see inappropriate comments in last night's chat because I was talking 100 miles an hour. I was not reading the chat. That sucks. I hope the mods took care of that. I'm sure they did. Sophia, I'm about to get to that, girl. Yeah, rain virus. I was going to say, tell your husband. Yes, Heather, that too. But hold on, Heather, there's way more to it. Abigail says, God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. Old Testament. That's very fitting. And so I like the ones that are very to the point like that, where you don't even have to think. Abigail, that's lovely. And thank you for super chatting it. Thank you, Abigail. Okay, guys, you're not good with boundaries either. Here's the thing. I know I'm not alone. How many people in your life can you think of have said to you over the last however many decades, I'm not good with confrontation. I don't do well with Thank you, Joe. There you are. I did it for you, Joe. This rat's nest is for Joe Virus. She's my cherry pie. Okay. How many people have said, I don't do well with confrontation? Tons. I know I'm not alone here. But when this person said that to me, I've got a couple of people that have said some really terrible things to me that I'm ashamed of. And I wish, I don't get angry. Kay Thompson, welcome in. Shannon's Journey. Hey, babe. Robin Myers, it's your subconscious conditioning. These people know you as the old Reese who doesn't fight back. You're getting there. You're so close, Robin. I mean, you're correct. But wait till I share with you what I'm about to share with you. I feel bad too. I feel like I'm talking up, like, you got to see that movie. It's so good. And then you watch it and you're like, that movie sucked. I feel like that's what I'm doing with you guys right now. I'm like, I just blew my mind today in therapy about something I learned. I feel like all of you are going to be like, yeah, we all knew that. You're dumb. But thank you, Robin. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, MLG Gamer. Vicky Andrews made it. I have attracted. This is not new what these people said to me. I have a couple of people in my life who said really, really, really rough things to me, and I did nothing. Hey, Kathy Burkhart. I have attracted people like that to me. I tend to attract people. I've learned this in the last 6 months. I never knew this about me until recently. I tend to attract bulldog type people that will walk all over you. Like I'm not saying they're bullies, but like boisterous, like big attitude type people. And that's cool if they're in your team, if they're on your side. But hey, Tara Jackson, but they're not always. And when they turn on you, Chrissy R, welcome in. They turn on you, they know you're not going to do anything about it. They know you're not going to fight back because they know you. That's the problem when you accept friends into your life and you tell them everything and your vulnerabilities, they know you. So if they have that potential, I don't use force. I don't encroach on people's spaces. I don't cross boundaries. I'm very much the opposite of that. Like I'm very like I don't want to intrude. I'll see myself out. Like I'm the opposite. I don't like parade into a room and assume everyone wants to hang out with me. I also will be like, "Oh, you're tired? I'll call you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow." Like I don't push past that shit. Some people are the opposite. I can't tell you how many friends I have where I'm like, I gotta go. I can't talk. I'm tired. And they don't even, and it's not a bad thing. It's not like that makes them bad people. It's just the opposite of how I deal with things. If someone yawns, I'm like, you know what? You look tired. Get some sleep. I'll call you tomorrow. Like I'm always super hyper aware of shit like that. It doesn't mean good or bad. Hey, Diana H. So I tend to attract loud, big, like Jeff was that way, right? Like Jeff was, and when we would fight, I would shut down. He'd spit at my glasses. He would scream so loud. And what did he say? Quit bull baiting. You're turning on your Scientology bull bait. Stop it. Like he'd get really mad. When this particular friend of mine said something horrible to me, and I mean, it was bad. It was bad. It was, hey, solo traveler. It was tearing me down as a mom. That's all I'm going to say. It really affected me. It was a very harsh comment about me as a mother. And in my opinion, that is just a huge unwritten rule that we never do that. Haters do that, right? Like the haters who hate me love to tear me down as a mom. I have always believed no matter what you think of someone else as a parent, you don't ever, it's just such a thing for me, right? And I've had several friends do this and I've had Jeff do it. Like people have done it throughout my life. I said nothing. So notice the pattern here. When this person said this, when I repeated it to a couple other people, like as testing audience, they were like, you what? This person said what? What did you do about it? Why would you let someone say that to you? Like it was harsh. Okay. And I said nothing. In the moment when the person said it, I said nothing. They rubbed it in a little more and I said nothing. I was crying inside. Like my throat started to do that lump thing. I wanted to cry. It really made me sad, but I didn't do anything. I didn't know what to do. I said nothing. When Jeff used to scream at me, I sealed up. I did nothing. So the point is there's a pattern that I've noticed this for a few months now that like I don't do anything. When I worked at my old job and one of the guys that I'd known for years on a Saturday when I was taking out some trash and the building was empty, shoved me up against a wall. My back was to him and he had his hands against me and I was shaking and he put his hands on his mouth on my ear and he said, "Stay still." To this day, I don't know what he was going to do. The elevator dinged and someone was coming off and he let go of me. I said nothing. I did nothing. I didn't scream. I didn't yelp. I froze. I always freeze. Okay. When, I don't think I need to give more examples, but one of them came up for me just now. Well, even the haters, right? I only fire back if I really feel like I have to. You can go look at people who hate me and see how many videos and thumbnails my picture is in, right? You can see how many and count on my channel, how many I fire back at. I usually say nothing, no reaction. I do nothing. It's a pattern for me and it's hard for me. I really struggle with standing up for myself, especially in the moment and saying, hey, I'm not cool with that. Ruth Anna, I have a real problem with it. I've recognized it. I just don't know how to deal with it. Okay. So yes, I freeze. So I believe that people take advantage of that when they know that about me. Bullies or big, loud, overbearing people with big personalities who have the potential to be a bully. Let's put it that way. Not all big personality people are bullies. I feel I have a big personality, but I'm weird. I love people. I love talking to people, but I'm very respectful of people. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I want to be aware of the time. I don't want to keep you for too long. I don't want you to be tired around me. Like I'm very like probably Fred always called me mama hen, mama goose, mother duckling. Like he was always like, okay, okay. Like I'm overbearing about it. I'm like, I used to do that with Jeff when we were married. If we were talking to someone and he was overdoing it, I'd be like, honey, 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 let her go. Let her go. She's tired. Let her go home. Or like if we'd go to a doctor's appointment and he'd just talk, 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 I'd be like, babe, babe, let the doctor talk. Like I'm like constantly like watching like a chess piece and moving shit around like in my head. You see how much I multitask here? I do it all the time. I'm not saying it's a gift. It's almost probably too much. Like it overwhelms me. Pamela, welcome in. I feel like I'm getting off track, but hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn, I really want you to understand this because this was a huge breakthrough for me today. I'm so glad, Diana H. So I recognize this pattern, right? My pastor says, Patty says, my pastor says, God did not put you here to be a doormat. I love that. But how do we get there? Your pastor is right. And thank you, Jessamine. But how do we get there, Patty? That's my question. So I had this major breakthrough in therapy today. And Patty, thank you for super chatting me. That was very kind of you. I think you're learning there's a big difference between truly strong people and people who strong arm you. Yes, because this woman here is a no bullshit woman. Here's the thing I learned too. Alana is a strong individual. Like she's one of those women. I'm like, damn, she is like, she brings it. She would defend you to the death, but she's super kind and she's just a very big hearted person. But she's also, I feel like she puts it out there. Like a lot of these strong women I know, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. Alana is not anybody that would ever be bullied, in my opinion. I'd be shocked if someone tried to strong arm Alana because you can smell it on people. Renee B is another one. I called her Judge Judy when I met her. You would never try to overthrow Renee B or Alana. It would never happen. Bully type people smell that and they're like, I'm not fucking with that because they'll fight back. People sniff out people like me and they know she's not going to say anything. This is her behavior. I can say whatever I want. She's not going to say anything. It would take a lot for me to say something. And if I did say something, it would be in this tiny little text like a month later. And I'd be like, excuse me. Like that people know that. They sniff that shit out. People who are wanting to strong arm you will sniff out the weaker people they can do it to. I mean, we know that as people, right? I know, Joel. So, this is true, but even more, I'm going to go through what happened today in my therapy. Somehow manipulators can smell lack of confidence. People, I mean, I can smell people who are less confident than me. Meek people, like I purposely back off when I'm around people like that. I feel like I overwhelm people like that. So I purposely lower my voice and I don't want to freak anybody out. I don't get off on overwhelming people, strong arming people. I've always said, if you could have all the money in the world or all the power in the world, what would you choose? I would take the money and hide under a rock. I'm not interested in overpowering people. I think it's sick. I think it's weird. And I see it all the time. People are into power, like power struggles, overthrowing, like overbearing. Like a lot of men dick swing. Women do it too. I don't like being around people like that. Hey, prayers and thoughts to Miss Sunrise Dawn, your boyfriend, babe. I hope he's doing okay. Sophia, you start by getting comfortable with taking up space and staying kind because you don't need to be nasty. That's right. You don't have to be heavy-handed, for sure, Sophia. Abigail says, are any of you suffering hardships? You should pray. Ooh, another one that's just very to the point. I love that, Abigail. That's good. Are any of you suffering hardships? You should pray. Thank you. And that's New Testament. Abigail, that's a good one. Thank you. Thank you. Joe, once you get to the point where you recognize your own worth, you can start standing up for yourself. They can't handle you when you do. Such a good point. But Joe, I hope you're not leaving yet because I want you to be here for this. Thank you for being a member. I love you, Joe. Lisa, I think power and money are the root of all evil. I mean, I don't know that I agree with that. I think that, like, I know people who have tons of money and you would never know it. You would never know it. Like, my stepdad has money. I have no idea how much. He's a cattle rancher. He's a successful businessman. He got his master's in business. He drives old cars, like old crappy cars. And I'm always like, why do you drive? I asked him that a long time ago. I said, why don't you drive like a nicer car? And he was like, because I don't drive my assets. Like, he doesn't show off. So I agree with you. Like, people who are starving and greedy and money hungry and they make people feel bad and they stomp on the homeless and the poor. Yeah, that's evil. But I also believe there are people who are wealthy who help, who want to help, who reach out and extend their hand. I don't know. Like, I don't think the police are bad, but I think there's a few that are bad, right? There's always a bad apple. Like, I don't think all Scientologists are bad, but there's a few, right? Quite a few. So I don't know. Yeah, Jane says it's the love of money and power. I totally agree with that. And Lisa, I love you, babe. Thank you for being a member. Hey, Kim is blue. If you are a good, grounded person, it won't affect you. If you let money and power go to your head, you turn evil. I agree with that. So, like, when someone comes into money, whether it be winning money or inheriting money, you get to see their real character. Because if they're a shitty person, that's only going to enhance it. If they're not going to be any different. I love people who have money and you wouldn't even know it. My stepdad dresses like a farmer. He is a farmer. I don't know how wealthy he is, but I know that he's got a successful business, right? Like, he does well. And I admire that. He came from nothing. He slept on the floor of a 1-bedroom home when he was born, and his dad died when he was 10. He worked his way up, put himself through college. People like that I admire. They're self-made. We should admire that. There's nothing wrong with that. Alana, guess what, Reese? As an empath, I was bullied by my mom and all through school and by my ex. I finally stopped just taking it and I found my inner strength. And now those people stay away from me. I knew you had a backstory there. I knew it. I knew you were not born like that. I knew you had been bullied. Hey, Mousy. And I have to say, it doesn't matter I'm sorry that happened to you, but I know you today. I didn't know you then. And you're a woman that I strongly admire. We don't talk as much as we used to, and I miss you in the Zooms. But I consider you a close friend of mine, Alana. You are very much one of the first women I met starting out of the gate of Scientology that I was like, wow, I admired you so much. You're strong. And I love even more that you found your strength because of what you had to go through. That's a win, in my opinion. And thank you for the giant super chat. That was very nice of you, Alana. I miss you, girl, and I love you. So I want everyone to see, like Alana, that I have a pattern here and I'm aware of it. I marry people Jeff. I married Jeff. I tend to keep friends that are kind of similar to Jeff. They're just big, loud personalities. I like people like that. I like little shy people too. I love people. I don't have a problem with people. People don't annoy me. Like, I crave people. I crave connection now more than ever coming out of Scientology. I only got to hang out with one kind of person in 38 years for the most part, and that was a Scientologist. We all followed the same rules, and we were all soldiers marching in the same line. So now I get to experience this salad bar variety of people, and I'm loving that. But a price you have to pay, right? Being around all different types of personalities. So let's talk. I made a lot of notes that I'm going to be referring to. I had therapy this morning and I gave you the examples of the chiropractor and I did nothing. Okay. Do you see a pattern here? This chiropractor, thank you, Rachel. That's such a nice thing to say. Reese, I really admire how much you love people and how comfortable you are talking to strangers. I love talking to strangers. I could talk on a stage of 30,000 people. I love talking to people. I want to connect with you. Hey, Mason, it's not parasocial. I want to know you on a deep level. I want to know your birthday. I want to talk about your mother, right? Like, I want to talk. I know these people in this chat. I love knowing people and their idiosyncrasies and their hardships and everything. Thank you, Mousy. So I did nothing with that chiropractor. Okay. Nothing. It didn't even occur to me that I was being molested. Okay. It didn't even occur to me. And that went on for 9 years. That rocked my world. I don't really feel, hey, Lisa, Jessamine, I'm not entirely sure, or Lisa Kelson, I'm not entirely sure what a TED Talk is. It's like talking to people, right? Mason, they're in the other room. So I do know a lot about Buffy that she's not shared publicly. I know a lot about a lot of you that you haven't shared publicly. And I would never violate that or break that trust. It rocked me a little bit last night that the chat had to inform me that that was inappropriate. It made me feel stupid, not because you guys made me feel stupid. It made me feel dumb that I went 9 years of that man groping me. Oh, thanks, Liz Tricks. Water break. Hey, Zeno. I hope you like your new apartment. Thanks, Liz. We laughed about it, and I still think to a degree a lot of it's funny. I can make almost any dark situation funny. It's kind of a dark habit. We laughed about it, but it was incredibly inappropriate. And I'm embarrassed that I did not see that in 9 years' time. I'm embarrassed that years went on by that. And I talked about it last night and it took you guys to go, that's no. And I was like, yeah, it is. That rocked me a little bit. I'm still shaken by it. Okay. So I had to do something about that. I was going to cancel my therapy appointment today. I was like, I'm trying to just be mindful of finances right now. Hey, Aline. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then I felt this almost like godlike pull, like you need to do it. It's been a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Guys, this is wild. Victoria. So Mason, I did. Thanks for asking. So the other thing, it's okay, Dawn. I laughed too, guys. That story was kind of funny in a lot of ways. I was like, what? Like, no way. And then some people made funny comments. Guys, it's okay to laugh. I mean, I'm not mad at you. I laughed. So hold on. I've said this to you before. I don't talk about my upbringing, Scientology much, my childhood and therapy. I only get an hour. And usually he said this again today. He goes, you always stay to the present moment stuff. Like we never go into your past. And he was like, I'm not going to force you to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. So what do you want to talk about? And I said, I need to talk to you in this hour. I have to talk to you about why the hell people can walk all over me. Situations don't even occur to me. People say horrible things to me about me being a mother. And I don't mean haters. I don't care what random strangers say about me being a mother. I'm talking about someone personal and private in my life said something to me that really hurt me. And I said nothing. I did nothing. And then I explained the chiropractic thing today to him. And I said, I did nothing. It didn't even occur to me that it was inappropriate, right? Hey, Jennifer Folsom, I was thinking about you. I was like, where is Jennifer Folsom? You know who else I thought of? Where is Brittany? Do you guys remember Brittany Van Brackle? I never said her last name because I couldn't pronounce it. I love that girl. I'm sad about it. Jennifer Folsom, you are another one. I was like, where is Jennifer Folsom? So you can be mindful of finances. Thank you, Jennifer. I love you, girl. That's really nice. I'm happy to see you. Yes, Linda, but here's the thing. I brought up today with my therapist, sorry, I have a ghost hair. I want everyone to really hear this. I brought up bull baiting today. I've not talked about bull baiting much. And I brought it up and I explained what it was. And I said to him this, and this is a rough thing, what I'm about to say. I just want you to be prepared. I equated it to this. I'm just happy to see you, Jennifer. I equated it to this, that the chiropractic molestation situation, I equated to this. Because I first told the chiropractic thing and he looked at me the same way you guys did. He went, you didn't know that was inappropriate? I think that's exactly what he said. You didn't recognize that was inappropriate? And I said, no. Here's why. He was an OT8. I had no point of reference. He's a doctor. Like I don't question that. It didn't even occur to me. So then I said to him, let me explain something to you. And this is what I thought of. When I was about 7, it might have been 8. It was 7 or 8. It was one or the other. I don't know exactly which. I was sitting in a chair being bull baited by a grown man. And Scientology bull bait, Trixie, Scientology bull bait is when you sit with another person and the student and the coach, and the student sits there silently and totally unfazed by anything. You can't go like this. 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 Nothing. You have to sit there entirely. You can't laugh. You can't react. The point of bull baiting is to completely desensitize an individual to where they react to nothing. So the point is we can take on anything on planet Earth and we're ready to take it on and we don't react to it. Okay. I've had probably at least 5,000 hours of that. I'm sure it's way more in 38 years. It's a hardcore tactic. It's a psychological tactic that Scientology uses. I'm just explaining that in case there's someone that doesn't fully understand what it is. Moving on. I was 7 or 8 years old when I was bull baited by a full grown man. I want to say he was probably, hey, Brian Bolin. He was probably 45 to 55. He was somewhere in there. He was a full grown man. Okay. I'm sitting there in the chair being bull baited in a course room. And he gets on the floor in between my legs. This is hard for me. I don't talk about it a lot. And he gets in between my legs. Hey, Professor Kakan. And he pretends to perform oral sex on me. I'm 7 or 8 years old. And I remember it very well because what happens is if you flinch, if you react in any way, they say flunk, you reacted. Now we have to do that over and over and over until you don't react anymore. You have what's called a button on it. We have to flatten the button. That's what that means. That's the purpose of bull baiting. So let's say I go, your mom's a whore. And the person goes, no, she's not. Okay, flunk, you reacted. So now we have to do that again. Your mom's a whore. Hey, flunk, you reacted. We have to do that again. Your mom's a whore. Flunk, you reacted. We have to do that again. So we have to do it over and over and fucking over. It could take 30, 40, 100 minutes. It doesn't matter. So I'm 7 or 8, and this guy's between 45 and 55, and he's literally between my legs going, ah, and pretending to perform oral sex. So I start crying. I didn't cry immediately. I started doing this. I started backing up in my chair. It made me incredibly uncomfortable. To this day, I won't even let a man perform a pedicure on me. I'm very strange about men touching me or getting near me. It freaks me out. So I back up in my chair and I never experienced anything like that. And of course, flunk, you reacted. So now we got to do that whole performance again. So he does it again and he gets closer to my body. And I start doing this. Like I'm really trying to get away. Flunk. Okay, Reese, get your TRs in, okay? Let's get this done. Flunk. Now we have to flatten that, okay? So I'm this kid, and the third time he did it, I started crying. And I hate talking. It's good to talk about this stuff, guys. It's good to talk about it. But that's happening right now to other kids. And I have a kid, and it's just a whole thing. It's a very queasy, uncomfortable thing to think about. So I start crying, and yep. Kala is a former Scientologist. This is correct. Reese is 100% correct on this. I was 7 and was encouraged to do the same to push men's buttons. The adults were so proud of me. I'm going to get into that. And Kala, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry this happened to anybody. And I'm sorry it's still happening. So I began to cry. And we had to continue to perform this oral sex thing for another, I don't know, it probably went on for 45 minutes until I was able to sit there like a soldier. And then what happens, hold on, what happens when I finally get through it? I am so glad you're here again. Hey, lovely lady, I was told this is how you support yourself in Huxley. I know the feeling, helping out. Thank you so much. That means a ton. And I am really, really growing to love you, B Lady. You bring a lot to the table here. I love your questions and I love how involved you are in this chat. You really engage. And that's a huge super chat. That is so kind. Thank you. This is how I support myself in Huxley. Thank you. That is so validating and so kind. And I appreciate it so much. I want you to know that. It means a ton to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It means everything. And I really appreciate that. So, what happened to Kala and what happened to me? What happened? This is important, everybody. Once I passed that, which they literally say pass, like you do it to a pass is what it's called. Okay. Once I passed that, you're rewarded. That's good. Like, great job. Good job. You got through that. What does that do? Let's break this down. This is the most beautiful breakthrough I've ever had in therapy. I want everybody to listen to my notes, okay? This is so important to me that you hear this. I'm like, you people are the, you know how like a child would run to their parent if they got straight A's or something? You know how like you would go to your spouse if you got a promotion at work? You know how if like something happened to you that you're really proud of yourself and you're like, I can't wait to tell you guys are my spouse or my parent or whatever that is. When something really good happens, I immediately think, I cannot wait to run to my audience and talk to my friends and tell them. I can't wait to do a stream about this and tell everybody, because you guys have all carried me since I got out. You've lifted me up and you've never dropped me. You've never let me go. You've held my hand and you've never let go of my hand. So I've developed quite the relationship with this channel, and it means everything to me. It means everything to me. This is a verbal diary, and you all make me feel so safe. You make me feel really, I can't think of it. I remember trying to do this with my dad, and he didn't give a shit. And I remember learning at a very young age, he gives a shit. I get rewarded, and he says, well done. I'm proud when I accomplish something in Scientology. So I learned the ropes real fast that like, I got to get through this man performing oral sex on me at 7 or pretending to, so I can run to my dad and say, I passed the drill. And then he can go, well done. Well done, Marisa. That's what he would do. He never said, I'm proud of you. He would say, well done. Very well done. All right, let's start on the next thing. What are you doing next? Get back into course. What are you telling me for? Get back in there. That was the only way that I could get any kind of a smile or eye contact. Like, that was the only way I could get him to notice me. So I took to that like a duck to water. I was like, okay, so I'm just going to kiss some ass in this course room and do as much as I can. Hey, Jenny, you lose boundaries, all boundaries. Yes. I want to read my notes to you guys. I mean that. And thank you for your super chat, baby steps. But hey, Kat, I want you guys to really understand that this is, hey, TWK, this is such a, to me, like, it may not mean as much to some of you, or maybe some people right now are rolling their eyes going, girl, get some real friends. This is sad that this is it means everything to me. I don't care if there's 5 people left on this channel. People are leaving my channel in droves. I don't care, as long as the people who mean everything to me stay. If you don't like me that much and you leave, I get it. You came in for a season. It wasn't for you. You got, burnt out, whatever happened. But my people, I know the ones who are never going to leave me, and that's who I come on here for. I love getting new people. I love getting people back, but it is your decision. But this is everything to me. This means everything to me. I hold this very high. Helen Merritt, welcome. So I want to get into my notes. So what happened? I'm not sure, B lady. There's a lot of hate out there about me. Martin, I have missed you. I am so glad to see you. Welcome, babe. I have missed Martin a lot. He brings a lot to the table. Let me just start at the top. So my therapist, hey, Dark Roast, I explained to my therapist. Thank you, Mousy. I explained to my therapist, connect the dots here. He said to me about the chiropractic situation. He said, you didn't like know that was wrong. Even he's questioning me like you guys were last night, which is totally appropriate. Then I told him the story of what I just told you when I was 7 or 8 and that man did that and what bull baiting is. And I explained this to him. And he's like shocked looking at me. He's on the computer looking at me like this. And he goes, that's it. And I'm explaining to him like the friendships I've had where people said horrible things to me and I said nothing. You're rewarded. Let's start at the top. He says to me, bull bait. The bull bait you did is a freeze response. He said, bull baiting. He goes, at 7. I said, well, I started at 4. He said, that's an incredibly traumatic experience. That's super traumatic right there. That was like so unnecessary. You're just making a traumatic experience. Like it could have been, yes. Listen, he says, it desensitizes your triggers so you don't have a response. And then you internalize. You have to turn everything off. This is him saying this to me, and I'm writing it down. He goes, so what you're telling me, he's breaking it down in his mind in real time. He goes, so you desensitize your triggers. You're not allowed to have triggers. That's what it is. And you can't respond. He says, so you internalize it, and you start this as a small child. And he said, so you have to turn everything off. He said, this is a learned freeze response. He said, you are taught to endure it. And that endurance was rewarded. And I was blown away by that. Even though I know what bull bait is, I've been having that done to me forever. And he said, side effects now as a 41-year-old woman, he said, you are made not to trust your emotions or your boundaries. You are trained to ignore them. Hey, Miss Sassafras, that blew my mind. So I'm going to say all that again. It's a learned freeze response, desensitizing to your triggers so that you can't respond to them. Right, Rachel? And then you internalize that. You have to turn everything off. He said, this is a learned freeze response. He said, you're taught as a young child to endure that. Most people would be the opposite. Most people go, hey, you can't do that to me. You can't say that. I never realized that because that's the environment I was in, guys. He says, so you're taught to endure it. Hey, Time Mark. And he said, and that endurance was rewarded. Disgusting. That was rewarded, right? And he says, now at 41, you have the side effect where you are not, you don't trust your own emotions anymore, and you don't trust your boundaries. You don't have any. That's why I've said that to you guys forever. I don't have boundaries. Why would I have boundaries? I was 7 with a man and 45 years old going between my legs, pretending to practice oral sex on me. Why would you expect me to have boundaries? People hate me for that. That's one of the reasons I'm hated the most. She talks about her vagina. She doesn't have any boundaries. She's disgusting and trashy. I'm sorry. It's because of where I came from. You're right. In your eyes, that's correct. You're not even wrong. Hey, Michelle Lynn. I just really enjoyed the breakdown of this. When you break something down for me, it's like Liz Trick said. She goes, your mind, it's like you drop a marble in a thing and it takes you a while. You kind of swirl around and you look at all the corners and aspects and you dissect, and then it finally drops. It dropped for me. Baby steps. I love you, Reese. My mama heart just wants to hug you. I'm going to Venmo to pay toward your next therapy session. YouTube doesn't need my money. Your therapist is right on. Why would you have been able to see it? That is very kind. I love you, baby steps. You've become a very close friend of mine. I'm so glad that you were here for this stream. You don't have to do that though. I really appreciate it very much. And thank you for that super chat. And you are kind and loving and you have an amazing heart. Thank you. Thank you for even super chatting. I appreciate it. So I was trained, he goes, so the side effects are you don't trust your own emotions or boundaries. You were trained to ignore it and rewarded. So all of this shit pulls forward for me today when he says that. I'm thinking of the time Jeff screaming in my face, literally right here, going, why aren't you fighting back? Quit bull baiting me. You're turning on your bull bait. It's like a fucking switch. Turn it off. You're using your Scientology bull bait. It's because the higher you turn up the heat, the more I'm going to shut down because I was trained to do that. I'm trained not to react. So when people get in my face and say, you're a shit mother, which that's not what this person said, but making that part up. When someone strongly disrespects me, I do nothing. I say nothing. When that chiropractor did that to me for 9 years, I didn't even cross my mind because I'm trained to not react to anything. I'm trained to not even think. Right? So when someone says something awful, literally wired to take it, yes. So when someone says to me, I think you're a piece of shit, I'm like, I can't tell you how many times in my life someone has gone, Reese, speak up. What are you doing? Why are you let that person say that to you? Why are you letting them say that to you about you being a mother? Why would you allow that? What are you doing? And then what's even worse is people kind of accuse me. Like if I'm in a situation where someone is being talked about and I say nothing, people are like, why did you allow them to say that? I'm like, I don't respond. I don't react. It's been going on for a very long time. And I never had the education, I guess, to break down what I just said. It was just an automatic. It was autopilot. We've been bull baiting since I was 4 in my kitchen. I've never questioned it. And then even coming out of Scientology, I still didn't know. I just would say to you guys, I've just been bull baiting forever. It's just something I've always done. I don't know why. Right? But now that helps me so much. So he says to me, there's more notes here. When you start to, so this is important. I already know what you're going to say. If you're not sure what you want to ask, ask a question that will stall for time to answer. Yes. So Heather, you're spot on. And I have my notes about this. I love you. You're in my head. Thank you, Heather. And thank you for the super chat. Joanne Hawley. Reese, this community is a vessel where you can feel safe and vulnerable. Accept the hand that is holding yours. It's a safe place to fall. We will always be your safe place to fall. I love you. That makes me emotional. Thank you, Joanne. I worry about it because so many people leave and I lose people. And I'm like, God, I hope I'm not left with like 5 people. I'll take them. But like, I love my people here. And I hope that we can get onto even bigger platforms. Like, I hope that this can spread far and wide. I want to share my voice and my stories further than here. So thank you for saying that. And I believe you. I know that's true. I love you, Joanne. I really do. And thank you for your super chat. Last night's live taught me there are so many layers to you and inside of you. Be patient with yourself. This is going to take time. I'm just glad that you're here. I really enjoy you, B Lady. I think you're a really cool person, and I just like how much you engage. You feel like a friend of mine. Thank you, Honey Lou. Thank you, Stacy Toms. I'm so glad for Reese. It gives me and others a chance to feel safe to talk about our pain as well. Jenny, absolutely it does. It's not just me. This is not my channel. This is our channel. This is our community. No, Linda, I was on a call way too long today, but I'm already talked about the attorney situation today. And I was told by a few people, just get a different attorney, find somebody else. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, go ahead and go if you have to leave, Joe. I understand. So he says, you were trained to ignore it. You were trained to ignore your instincts. Okay. He said, Scientology, from what I've heard, uses a ton of psychological tactics. And then he said, let's practice a little bit. And we did. And he said, let's practice. I'm going to be someone that says something really, really horrible to you. Let's see what you do about it. So he says something really terrible, and I froze. And he goes, okay. He goes, so hold on. He goes, what would you say to that normally? Thank you, Martin. He goes, what would you say to that? And I said, I don't know. And he goes, what comes to mind? What would you say? Instead of not saying anything, what would you say? And I said this. I went, whoa. Why would you say that to me? That's hurtful. Hey, Valerie. And you know what he said? And this made so much sense to me. He goes, I knew you were going to do that. I said, you do what? He goes, because you were trained to freeze. He said, you absolutely, it's unnatural for you to say anything. So he said, your first response was, whoa. He goes, did you hear yourself say that? And I said, yeah. He goes, your first response was, whoa. You didn't even know what to say. You said, whoa. He said, I want you to practice that over and over. That's good. He said, but you are so trained to freeze and say nothing. He said, you created a buffer by saying, whoa. He said, that's good. Create that buffer. He said, don't stop. He said, you're pausing, not freezing. He said, when I just did with Liz, hey, Dawn, he goes, by saying, whoa. He goes, at least you were pausing. He goes, you tried, you were pausing. You didn't freeze, you paused. And he said, practice that. He said, when you don't naturally freeze for a while, that's going to be awkward for you because that's your go-to. You're trained from 4 years old to do that. He said, do whatever you can to stay unfrozen. Hey, Joan Berry. He said, so whoa is good. He said, do whatever you can to stay unfrozen. And he said, say something. And he said, my go-to, he said, I'm the opposite. He said, I'm too reactive. And I wrote this down. He said, in my head, I always think, let me connect with you before correcting you. I liked that. Let me connect with you before correcting you. He said, people will give you a warning. He said, you saying, whoa was a warning. And he said, you think they're calm. You mistake calmness for weakness. He said, people will often say something like that, like, hey, that wasn't cool. Or, hey, that hurt my feelings. That's a warning. That's a boundary. And I really loved that. I have said it before, but your strength to face this head on when you are ready is amazing. You need to know how unique you are and how powerful you are and what a difference you will make. I love that. And I hope you're right. I mean, I know you're right that I am making a difference with myself by tackling this stuff, but I hope that it helps other people. That's my only goal right now. I want to use my stories and my voice to connect with other people who can go, that happened to me too. Or a similar situation happened to me, or that helps me to deal with the situation I'm in right now. Hey, Jill Turner. Thank you, Jill Turner. And Baby Steps, thank you for saying that. It's all I want to accomplish right now. And I know you get that. Thank you for the super chat. Are there any of the old group of Scientologists that are trying to reel you back? Oh, no. B-Lady, no. I'm declared a suppressive person, so they want nothing to do with me. They would love to see me dead. They really would. So I loved the whoa. Thank you, Audrey, because he said, I want everyone to really understand that because I know people have trouble with confrontation. I'm not the only person. Bull baiting just didn't make me unique. A lot of people, yes, Jessamine, a lot of people, women in particular, because I've talked to a lot of women. Yeah, Lady O, have trouble with standing up for themselves, saying something in the moment. How many of us are like, I wish I would have said something. I didn't say anything because you don't know what to say. The freeze thing is not unique to Scientology. A lot of people have this problem. So I really want you to get that where I said, whoa. He said, that's good. Create any kind of a buffer that, yes, Joe, I know, creating any kind of a buffer that you can. And he said, keep going, pause, but don't freeze. Whatever you do, pause. And so he said, do what you can to stay unfrozen. Say something. So whoa, whoa, whoa is fine. That's saying something. It's breaking it up. It's a buffer. And he said, when you don't naturally freeze, it's going to feel awkward. Jan says, I've been here since the beginning, and hearing what you went through, it amazes me how far you've come and the incredible positive person you've become. It's all by the grace of God. Jan, that's a beautiful thing to say, and I believe that totally. Thank you. I believe it's absolutely a God thing. I know it is. Thank you. Common responses are fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Yes, Kala, absolutely. So it gives you, yeah, Lady O, it gives you a minute to think. Absolutely. I know, Joe. I know you are. But see, Joe's the opposite. And my therapist is too. My therapist is like Joe Virus. He was like, my initial thing is to fight. He was like, I want to fight. And I said, yeah, I'm not like that. I don't even raise my voice. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a screamer. I'm not a fighter. Yes, twin mom. Absolutely. Kay Thompson, I'm so glad you didn't cancel your therapy today. Your epiphany might not have happened otherwise. A higher strength led you to today. Love you tons. It would have never happened. Exactly, Kay. I'm right on board with you there. And thank you for the super chat, babe. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you, Kay. Let me see about my other notes here. And so just to go back to interesting, Martin, isn't I going back to like a confrontation, if you're having that, someone said something to me in my face and I did nothing about it. And I should have done something about it. And same thing with the chiropractor situation. So this is the advice he gave me there. He said, we vocalize your emotion because we can't argue how another person feels. So vocalize your emotion, vocalize it. Hold on, let me read this. Abigail, Reese, now you look in the light. Wait, Reese, now you look in the right place. And he says, the king detests wrongdoing, for his rule is built on justice. The king is pleased with words from righteous lips. He loves those who speak honestly. Old Testament. That's nice. Love you, Joe. Thanks for being here. Thank you. That's interesting. And it's true. I can break that down. That makes sense to me. Abigail, thank you for super chatting. You definitely don't have to do that. I appreciate it though so much. Thank you, Abigail. Hey, Yorkie mom. Aline, I wasn't going to share this with the chat, but I feel I must. I had my therapy appointment yesterday and we discussed my fear of being alone. I shared with her about this channel and what it means to me. That's beautiful, Aline. That's so, see, that's what I mean. Like, this is, my work is done here for the day. Like, this is why I keep coming back, because we share so much here. It's not just me. And it's inspiring. We inspire each other. Aline, thank you for sharing that. Patty, Psalm, I don't know how to read the numbers. I was pushed hard so that I was falling, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. Old Testament. That's amazing. That makes me think of the one I really love too, that says, the Lord is with her. She will not fall. Patty, that's beautiful. I was pushed hard so that I was falling, but the Lord helped me. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for sharing. That's very inspiring. Thank you, Patty. I'm glad you're here today, Patty. Oh, Stacey Toms, this is why I'm still here. You are unique and compassionate and inspiring. Thank you, Stacey Toms. That's such a nice thing to say. So vocalizing the emotion, because you can't argue how another person feels, right? And he said, we can argue, this is just my notes, we can argue about the details, but we have to discuss how I feel. I love that. Like, he's trying to get me to even just baby steps it out there and just take tiny steps and go, vocalizing how that made you feel. You don't even have to do the, thank you, Abigail. Oh, 118 verses 1340. Oh, nice. Thanks, Abigail. You don't have to go barking at someone going, hey, whoa, what'd you just say? You could just start with how that made you feel. Thank you, Jessamine. Right? Vocalizing that somebody crossed a boundary. Me too, bee lady. I love that, Buffy. You definitely fit into this family. This just shocked the hell out of me. And hey, Pat Jonas, I have to say it again. I'm not like, I've been thinking about it nonstop all day. Bull baiting is a freeze response. Very traumatic experience. It desensitizes your triggers so that you won't respond to them. So when that happened to me when I was 7 and I was squeaming in my chair and crying, that was triggering me. That was a trigger. I didn't know that word in Scientology. We didn't use it, but like that was triggering me as a child, obviously. You internalized it and you had to turn everything off. It's a learned freeze response that you've been taught to endure it, and that endurance was rewarded. Great point. B Lady says, always listen to your body. That's what I was saying when Kim is Blue said yesterday. What would you say to an under the radar Scientologist about their health? That's a tough one because Scientologists don't care about their health. They don't care about their body. They call it the body. They don't care. They're just going to get a new one. They don't care. So that's the point of all of this is you look at how much damage is being done just by that alone. You have all these, what are triggers? To me, triggers are red flags, alarms, bells, whistles going off, your gut talking to you, right? Yes, Renee, it would. So that guy's doing that to me and I'm crying and I'm squirming in my chair. Those are alarm bells saying, that's your intuition going, get this guy off of me. This is uncomfortable. This shouldn't be happening, right? That's what triggers are. We are rewarded for ignoring those. We're rewarded. We have to shut them down. It's a learned freeze response. You have to internalize and turn it all off. That endurance was rewarded in that environment. Freeze or flight, that fight doesn't help. And he said, now you have these side effects that make you a grown woman who doesn't trust her own emotions or boundaries. That is the end result now that I'm having to unpack and unlearn. Angie Mo, I've had quite a few epiphanies amongst your recent epiphanies. My mind is blown in a good way. Thank you, Reese, for sharing with us. Thank you, Angie Mo, for being here. And I know you have. You had some pretty good ones last week in the other stream I did. I love you. And thanks for being a member, babe. Bull baiting turns off the human intuition to keep yourself safe. Yes, but I never really broke it down to look at it that way. Like my bells, whistles, alarms, I'm sweating, I'm squirming, I'm trying to get out of this chair, out of this room. You are punished for that. You have to do it over and over to a 7-year-old child. And once that 7-year-old dries her tears and learns, oh, this was okay. Oh, I get rewarded for it. Oh my God, my dad is going to reward me for that. That is so sick. And that makes me want to just march wherever I need to march. Like I said, I don't care if it's like maybe Congress. I'm not smart enough to know this stuff, but we have to take this further. We have to use this voice to go further. And we are the voice, by the way. This is an army. It's not just me. Alicia says, yes, Robin, you were rewarded for losing your human instincts. They wanted you to be more robotic. You are very human despite their attempts, Sweet Reese. Thank you, Alicia. And it's true. What did my dad say to me at a very young age? This is such a rat's nest. When I would cry, what did he say to me at a very young age? No H-E-N-R in this house. Shush it. No H-E-N-R. H-E-N-R. Human emotion and reaction. Can you imagine? It was one of the top things I heard growing up. No H-E-N-R. Knock off the H-E-N-R. Every natural thing your body does as a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old. Crying is a natural thing as a child, as a human. No, thanks, Valerie. H, E, and R. The most basic things that a body does. Hey, Wharton, can you imagine? It's like saying, like, yeah, don't be human, right? Yes, Jenny, exactly. That's like telling water not to be wet. Honestly, that's the best example I can use. That's like telling water not to be wet. No H, E, and R. How am I supposed to not have H, E, and R? Hey, Georgia Burke. Well, because it's very similar. How many of you have seen the sad situations? Maybe not as many as me. I follow way too many animal shelters on Facebook. How many horrible situations have we seen where, there's a hoarding situation, an abusive situation? There's a dog that was beat for years and now it's finally out of that, and the new family adopts it, and it's scared to get pet because it's afraid it's going to get hit for being a dog. That's what Scientologists are. And they're doing that from birth. No H, E, and R. It's no wonder you care about anything. I'm so grateful you have H, E, and R. Well, I think that's so, yeah, it's what's crazy about H, E, and R is that he reacted to everything with anger. Well, it's not just him. That's a go-to for Scientology. Hey, girly dog, that's an absolute, anger is an acceptable emotion in Scientology. I mean, objects were thrown, chairs were thrown, desks were cleared off. It's called impinging. Nobody cries in Scientology, and no one's really happy in Scientology, but there's a lot of anger. And sometimes, like, even a good mood sounds angry. Well, I gave you the example earlier. Never once was my dad like, come here, you. I can't remember a time my father touched me, let alone hugged me. He'd grab me by the back of the neck and he'd shove me into corners, right, to punish me, but he never touched me or hugged me. When he was proud of me, when I would finally accomplish things in his eyes in Scientology, this is as happy as my father would get. Well done, Marisa. Well done. All right. Good. Now let's get back in the course room on to that next step. What are you doing here telling me? Get back in there. Get to work. We're clearing planet Earth, are we not? Well done. That's what LRH wants. Very good. Very good. Start. That's it. That's as happy as a Scientologist is going to get. There's not a lot of emotion or reaction other than anger, right? So, absolutely, Kim is blue. It continues. It just continues. A lot of Scientologists talk like that, Ty Mark. I spoke like that for a very long time. So, and I'm ashamed of that. Like, I'm embarrassed, but that's when she says, who talks like that? People who are trained and bulbated to have no emotion or reaction talk like that. If you go talk to a Scientologist, they often do sound very robotic. It's quite common. Thank you, Diana H. I'm sorry, Lumen, but this is so to their own kid. Absolutely, Time Mark. Yeah. It's having human emotion and reaction is a no-no. So of course you're going to be that way with your kid. Yeah, definitely. You're going to be that way with your kid. Yeah. It's just, we're here to clear planet Earth. We're not here to join together and gather and eat snacks and stand by the water cooler. Like, we're here to get back in the course room and get on post and get to work. Like, no one is here to take vacations or buy nice cars or love your child. Like, it's boom, boom, boom. Get to work. Bull bait. Start. It's all you knew. English was your second language. Would you be ashamed if English? No, I would not. Love you, love it. It's very important to learn how to respond to your gut feeling. Well, we're trained not to do that. And it's a serious crime. I would call that a serious crime. Yeah, that's similar. Like, men were brought up to show no emotions. And thank God that's changing. And we see the difference now. Like I would never have told my son, boys don't cry. You know, my son today doesn't really show a lot of emotion, but when he does, he tries to hold back. And I always say to him, Huxley, show every possible, don't restrain, don't do anything with your emotions. If you feel like you need to cry, cry. That's what bodies do, boys or girls. Like that's what we do. And I'll tell you, for your future partner one day, they will appreciate and love you for that. Always show your emotion. Don't ever have this idea that men don't show emotion, men don't cry. That's insane. That's nuts. Humans show emotion. Humans cry, and they should do that when they need to. It's not weird. It's not wrong. It's perfectly natural, right? So Scientology cannot show happiness or love, but they can show anger and disappointment. Yeah, it's very fit for that. Yes. Yep. That's a fact. Yes. Humans. Yeah. What a thing. I was leaving that OT8 chiropractor once. Normalize emotions. Yes, Robin. I was leaving that chiropractor once, and every week I would visit him. He would give me a different little OT8 tidbit. Like he was such a dick swinger about being an OT8. You guys heard the story yesterday. Like he would assess me, he would scan me with his OT8 mind, and he would say, like, I can see cancer. He would adjust my pancreas and he'd go, you don't have diabetes anymore. I just fixed it. You're welcome. Like he was such a dick swinger with his OT8 mind. And one week I was leaving and I ate it up, guys. Like I ate it up. I loved that he shared little special magic tricks with me. And I was leaving and I said, hey, Chris, you got any more OT8 secrets that you want to share? And he goes, I'll tell you one. And he goes, I want you to always remember this. And I will always remember this because it was so out there weird. I was like, what? He goes, remember this always. You are not human and you are not from here. You're not a human. And I was like, that's a little confusing. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, what am I then? That's how weird. That's just, it was so weird, but that's how they talk. That's how they think in Scientology. And back to that, hey, brown spotted eagle. Yes, we need to release or show emotions. If not, we can be stuck in fight and flight and cause emotional, physical upset. Absolutely. Yes, we're not human, Shelley. Don't even think for a second that you are. So back to the chiropractor, I want to share something because that in itself is shook me, and I'm still shaken by it. And I'm embarrassed that so many people have reached out and said, did you really not know you were molested by this person? Like you didn't know. It went on for 9 years. You didn't know. So my therapist today, and I talk at length about that. And this is something really interesting, guys. He said this. Okay, here it is. Doctors don't touch people's private parts without consent. And he said, access to a part of my body doesn't mean access to my entire body. You may come into my house, but you are not allowed in every single room. And I thought that was the chiropractor time arc. It happened. I told that story yesterday. The Scientology chiropractor, I saw him about every week, give or take, for 9 years. And I talked about this last night. He groped me all the time, touched my vagina all the time. He would grab and click and do this to me every week, all the time. I never questioned it. Never. Not even last night, until the chat was like, what? He what? It didn't even occur to me. It's a doctor and he was an OT8 and I trusted that. Like I didn't even question it. I never left there going, God. I mean, I would leave there going, I hate that he touches my boobs, or like, I hate that he grabs my vagina. Like it's so awkward when he does that, but he did it every week. I didn't know that wasn't normal. Trixie, I'm still behind on the stream, but gotta run. I'll finish on replay. I'm proud of you, Reese. You are so strong. Thank you for always being so open with us. And I love you too, Trixie. Thank you. I'll see you later, babe. Thank you for the super chat. It was really a nice thing to say. So I really loved this. He was like totally understanding with me. And he said, going forward, he said, just so you know, okay, doctors don't touch people's privates without consent. Access to a part of your body doesn't mean access to your entire body. You may come into my house, but you're not allowed in every single room. And then he said to me, he just questioned me a little bit. And he said, don't your doctors ask for consent before they touch you? And I said, no. And he said, they don't? And I said, no. But I see female doctors for the most part. And I said, when I get a PAP, I made an appointment to get a PAP. I'm not going to put the gown on, get naked, and the doctor comes in and goes, is it okay if I touch your vagina? Of course it is. That's why I'm here. I've never had a female doctor say, is it okay if I touch you? That's why we're here. Now, I don't have a lot of male interaction. I would guess it would be different with men. But like I gave him the example, I had my first mammogram. I put the thing on and the girl's like grabbing my tit and like shoving it, moving it, pressing it. She never once said, I'm going to touch your boobs. That's why I'm here. Kind of goes without saying. I'm not worried about you grabbing my tits. I'm here for you to grab my tits. That's what a mammogram is, right? Keep getting those, by the way, ladies. It's very important. But even my therapist today was like, really? He said, because a lot of doctors and nurses are now getting more and more sensitivity training and like asking consent. And I said, no, like woman to woman, I don't think that happens as much. I'm there for an appointment for my tits to be imaged, right? And it's another woman. I don't know. I don't have experience with a man doing it. So perhaps a guy might say like, okay, I'm going to touch you now. Like maybe, but no. I don't have a lot of experience with doctors. I mean, I have my diabetes doctor I saw in Kansas City for years. She never was like, is it okay if I touch you? I mean, she would, listen to me with her stethoscope and deep breaths, like maybe do a quick exam, but I never love you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Lady O, wow. Good luck to you, babe. I never have had a doctor say like, is it okay if I touch you? I feel like that would be dumb. I mean, I wouldn't mind if a doctor did it, but it kind of goes without saying. If I'm coming in for my yearly PAP with you, be awfully weird if I were like, what are you doing? Don't touch me. Like, what the hell? Come on. But I liked what he had to say about that. Joan Berry. Oh my gosh, Reese, you are so beautiful, intelligent. You can learn and understand what you have been through. This helps me too. I have some issues, have not been through what you have. Thank you, Joan. And I'm glad this helps you. That's my gift. I just want to help people. I want to inspire people and I want people to use their voice to talk, right? Thank you for saying that. Kissy kitty, people are now asking to kiss someone before kissing them. Well, that I'm a big believer in. I'll tell you right now, when I meet you guys in person, I always want to hug you. I want to run up and hug you. But every one of you I've met a lot of people from this channel in person. I always say, is it okay if I hug you? Like, I don't ever want to assume. Like, I'm not really a hugger, to be honest. I'm not a touchy person. I'm not hugging all over my kid. I'm not a hugger. I don't hug my mom. But when it's someone like, thanks, Liz. When it's love you, Vicki Anders, when it's somebody I've been wanting to meet for a long time, of course I want to hug them. So I'm a big believer. I've taught my son this since he was able to understand. Okay, Jessamine. Since Huxley, no joke, was able to understand English. As a woman, I have been grabbed, groped, touched, shoved. I'm not going to get more into it, but things have happened to me. Thank you, Mimi. And it was all by men. And as a woman, since my son could speak and understand English, age appropriate through the years, I have said repeatedly to him, never, ever, ever, ever touch anybody without asking. You don't, especially girls, I've told him, you never, ever touch a woman or a girl especially a woman or a girl, but all people, like you're never allowed to just grab people, touch people, kiss someone, anything. Don't ever think that's okay. You always ask. It's very appropriate. And I've told him as he's gotten older, again, age appropriate communications. But I have said to him, people have grabbed me and touched me inappropriately, and it scares me more than anything I've ever felt. I freeze and I shake and I can't talk and my voice goes away and I freak the F out. And I feel like I'm being abducted. I feel like I'm being thrown into someone's trunk. It's the scariest feeling for someone to come up, Jeff's old friends, grab me by the hair. I've had people grab me by the ass. I've had a man do this to me. It is so disgusting to feel like an object. I was like, Huxley, you have no idea what it does to a human being to make them feel like they're not a human being. That's what you're doing. So don't ever, I mean, he is so versed on it. Like Huxley, every female teacher he's ever had is like, your son is the most respectful boy. Like he is so good. He's so respectful, his manners. I have always told him that. Don't ever touch another person without asking. Never appropriate. Consent all the way. And I feel the same way. I haven't said this to him, but I'm just saying this to you. I feel the same way about sex. If you guys want to get into a sex swing and put on a unicorn horn and do all kinds of crazy shit and backflips and pixie dust and all kinds of shit, totally cool. If you want to have multiple partners, not my business, but there better be consent on all parties. And that's why I had a problem with my last marriage and the jester stuff with the prostitution. He would say, like, it's fine. It's not fine because I don't consent to you going to prostitute parties. Not all parties are consenting to this, and that's not cool. It's not okay. I'm not giving my consent, dude. I didn't even know about it. Like, not cool. Thank you, Valerie, and I hope we do. Reese, please don't feel ashamed at what you don't know. Fear not. You will no longer live in shame. Oh, I like that. Don't be afraid. There's no more disgrace for you. You will no longer remember the shame of your youth. Ooh, that's powerful. I'm going to take a photo of that one. That one hits. Abigail, thank you for that. That's incredible. I really like that one. That's Old Testament. And thank you again for the super chat, Abigail. That's beautiful. Thank you. Baby steps, even female MD nurses should ask. We never know who has trauma that we need to allow them more control. Well, so that's what my therapist said today. He goes, people are getting way more sensitivity training on this. Like even when they're going to do a medical test on you or something, like, because some people may react differently to others about it. Right. So he even said that. He goes, I don't care if it's another woman to woman. He goes, I don't care. Really, honestly, they should be saying, is it okay if I do this? Or I'm getting ready to do this. You're going to feel my hands, like whatever. But like, I agree. I'm not saying they shouldn't, baby steps, but yeah, I agree with that. And thank you for the super chat, babe. Linda Perales, yes. Joan Berry hugs you. Thank you, Joan. That is really nice. Thank you for the super chat. Right back at you, babe. Thank you. Yes, Linda Perales says you were a child. So that's why I'm doing this. I have a child. I have a hard time dealing with this kind of a thing because there were so many adults around while that gentleman was between my legs doing that to me, pawing at me when I was 7 years old. There were people around everywhere going, good, good, rewarding that, watching that, smiling at that, mad at me for crying, literally mad at me, like, stop crying. Let's get through this drill, okay? Knock off the HENR, Reese. Stop crying. Let's do this. Let him finish. Like, it goes against, like, we have instincts as adults. Children have instincts as well. We're just not fine-tuned with them yet. We don't know them. And adults are supposed to help guide us to sharpen those instincts and learn. But instead, in Scientology, in my experience, I am being rewarded for everything that goes against what I'm wanting, right? Like I'm sitting there screaming, squirming, crying in a chair when this man is pretending to have oral sex with me at 7 because it felt very wrong to me. But instead, it was not only right, it was wrong for me to cry. It was wrong for me to have red flags about it. And I had 15 to 20 other adults around me going, good, good, keep going, good. Let him do that to you. Do you know that when I was little, around, it might have been the same time. I might have been 6 or 7. I think it was the same because I was doing TRs in the course room with this man. The same man did a different TR on me. There's more than bull bait. There's lots of TRs. And I'm in this course room and you go around. I remember doing this with Aaron once. I did a stream with him about it. We were laughing about it, but there's nothing funny about what I'm about to tell you. This grown man took me around and ran this drill on me. It's a TR, training routine is what TR stands for. And he would say, it's a simple command. He picks the body part and he picks the object. So I'm going to run this with you guys. This is exactly how it goes. Start. Touch that computer. Good. Touch your left nipple. Good. Touch that desk. Good. Touch your chin. Good. Touch that bookcase. Good. Touch your vagina. Good. Touch that microphone. Good. Touch your right ear. Good. Touch that telephone. Good. Touch your right breast. Good. So that was run on me also when I was 7 or 8 years old by that same guy. So the whole purpose of that one is to bring you into present time. So bull bait, when he was doing the between my legs, that is to desensitize me and not react to anything. I'm trained to not react to anything. Okay. This one, Joel Sachs, that makes me sad. This particular training routine is to bring me into the present time environment. I love you, Megan Roberts. This one is not meant to desensitize me per se. I mean, it's very desensitizing and against a 7-year-old to touch, right? But this one is to bring you into present time environment. So touch that desk. Good. Touch your left breast. Good. Touch your vagina. I mean, that was run on me regularly as a child. That was run on me. But let's face it, my first sec check. Hey, Hawks, can you let your sister in, please? Thank you. I hear them. I see them. They won't be done by the time I'm done with my stream. I'll write them a check. The mowers are here, guys. I forgot to write that check. Thanks, Humberflube. So I had my first sec check when I was 6 years old on the cans. And a sec check is a security check. Oh, stop. Don't be a tease. Oh my God, girl. Potatoes, you squeezy thing. So a sec check in Scientology is a security check. And it's performed on the E-meter. And the E-meter is basically a lie detector test. And I don't know, it was hundreds of questions. But did they tell you they were coming this time? Jessamine, they come every other Tuesday. I just forgot to write the check. So I knew. I just forgot. He has a schedule now. I don't feel like I needed to be mowed today because it was not bad, but he also has to make a living. Tara Jackson, you can't put a baby in utero on the cans, but I had what's called a pregnancy assist. And so, yes, I had that entire assist done when I was pregnant. So when I'm 6 years old, I had my first sec check done on me. And some of the questions were, have you considered having, have you had sexual thoughts about your family? Have you had sexual thoughts about your father? Have you touched yourself inappropriately? Have you thought about having sex with animals? All of those things were asked of me when I was 6. So that was before I even did those training routines in that course room with that man. So it's absolutely, I know what you meant though, Tara Jackson. It's absolutely nuts. Let me see this, girl. Let me touch your potato sack. Let me just touch it really quick. Let me squeeze it. Let me do it, girl. Oh, I like it a lot. I like to get that potato sack. Don't be mad about it. Tease. Aren't sex checks done as punishment? That's what I gathered from everything I've heard. Abigail, not necessarily. Yes, a lot of the times they are, but sometimes they're just also to get, Erica, sometimes they're also just to gather information. So, not necessarily are they a punishment, they're just to gather information. So, like when I was sex checked as a child when I was 6, no, no, I wasn't in trouble, but it's sec checks are done. It's a security check is what it stands for. So they just want to get information on you. And then what can happen, Abigail, if they get the information that is wrong, like let's say I said, yes, I do think about having sex with my dad. Then I'm going to be routed to ethics. So they gather the information in order to send you to ethics to get more information so you can write up your overts and withholds. So really a sec check is more just like we're just scanning first to see if we find anything. And then if we find something, now you're in trouble and you're going to get punished. God, I have cat hair all over me now. That was a mistake. Kid, I love you, girl, but geez, it's sticking to my beard. So I wanted to be clear. Hey, P. Taylor, I wanted to be clear about that, Abigail. Guys, this was a very important stream, just like yesterday. What are inappropriate thoughts when you have been trained that nothing is inappropriate? Good question. Heather, what are inappropriate thoughts? So admitting to any of those sexual thoughts would be inappropriate. When I was married, I would be put on the cans and asked, how often do you have sex? What kind of sex? What positions? Are you using objects? Does he use fingers? Are toys used? It is very specific. So then when you have to go, yes, then we go down that rabbit hole. Good. Okay. What kind of toys? What color? Please describe that. What was going through your mind when that happened? Were you thinking about animals at all when that happened? Were you thinking about someone else when that happened? So they're rattling off questions. And the problem is, the meter's reading. So even if you try to avoid it, let's say you thought of something that you and your spouse did that was off color sex. Right? I had vanilla sex when I was a Scientologist because there's no way I wanted to talk about that stuff. I did not know there was a whole other world of like having fun sex, which isn't even like, I'm not even getting weird here, but like my last sexual part, my last two, Tommy and Jeff, I dipped my toe into like having, introducing toys into the relationship, a vibrator, right? Like that's, oh boy, like no one's ever done that before. I did that for the first time with Jeff. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. And I'd never done that. But my body, Abigail, I did tell Jeff. Yeah, he didn't like it at all. No, Kestrel, but my body, what was I saying about my body? I was shy and nervous about my body being a Scientologist because everything is addressed, right? Everything is addressed. Everything. Nothing can be hidden. There's no privacy whatsoever. It sucks. And this is why a lot of people hate me. Like, she doesn't have any boundaries. She talks about sex. She talks about her vagina. It's like, look past that. I like to talk about that stuff because it normalizes the body. And I'm not doing it for shock value. Like I really don't have a lot of boundaries with this, but I will say when I got to my next partner, and I don't want to get too weird about me and Tommy. I'm not trying to give that up. I already talked about sex a lot when we were together, but it was fun. Like I got to explore. I got to try things that like I've never tried before. And I'm not talking about swinging from the ceiling, guys. I'm talking about even just like different positions. I'm talking about non-vanilla. I'm talking about, again, just like feeling kind of dirty and more sexual as a woman, but like respecting me at the same time. But like, I didn't even get to have those thoughts because I didn't want to give that up on the meter. So it was a lot of fun to oh no, explore sexually, like what you're into, what turns you on, what your partner's willing to be into with you, or like it's all about consent again. But yeah, you finally arrived in your body, right? So I love that. Joel Sachs says you've helped me normalize sex. It is normal, right? It's normal and it's enjoyable. I love having sex. I really enjoy sex. I'm very open about it. I talk during sex. I have no problem being like, ooh, do that more. Ooh, no, move to the left. Ooh, no, use this finger. I don't have a problem saying that or doing that because I feel more confident about it, maybe. I'm not sure. Megan Roberts, thank you for a chance to grow with you again. I love you, Megan Roberts, and I'm really glad you were here, babe. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the super chat. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. No more thought stopping. Whine a little bit more. I love you, babe. No more thought stopping. Debbie Bam. I love Debbie Bam. Yeah, no more thought stopping. That's all. It's not, yeah, sex is about communication and pleasure. I don't know why it has to be a naughty topic, why it has to be dirty and filthy. I'm not even making it dirty. I'm just saying, like, it's super enjoyable. It's fun. I don't want to make people uncomfortable, of course. I don't want to cross boundaries, but like, sex was a very uncomfortable thing in Scientology. I wasn't having sex at the age of 6, yet I was being asked questions on a meter about what I wanted to have sex with, what I thought about having sex with. No, Kestrel. So, like, that's inappropriate. I should have been able to have those boundaries. Human beings, it's a basic to me human right to say, that's a boundary for me. That triggers me. That upsets me. I've never been able to do that. I know you do, Shell. I've never been able to do that because I was trained to shut down and internalize all triggers. The very thing that you want to say, hey, don't do that. I was trained to not only not say that, but internalize it. And then I was rewarded for not responding or reacting. So, of course, now you're going to grow up and people are going to walk all over you and say horrible things and take advantage physically, right? How many times have I been grabbed or groped by men and I said nothing? Every time that happened to me when I was married to my ex-husband, it happened to me a lot. Those guys would come up and grab me and I would go, and I would just wait till it was over. And that's horrible. But that's because of Scientology. Scientology trained me, shut down, be quiet, don't respond, don't react. Good, you're doing good. Don't do anything. It rewired my brain, literally. And then I was rewarded for doing nothing. Don't stand up for yourself. Don't tell that person you're uncomfortable. Don't say it's wrong. Ignore your red flags. Shut it down and internalize it. Good. Well done. So here we are now. And this has happened to me my whole life, right? No wonder. No wonder people take advantage of me. I'm not trying to say like I'm this poor victim. Don't take it like that. We know me. I'm not like that. But no wonder I've married people like that. No wonder I've had friends like that. They know they can overpower me. Rewiring your brain was the whole point, Rain. Make no mistake. P. Taylor, has it been proven that e-meters actually know what you're being when you're being dishonest? Sounds like they do, right? Hey, Geoplanet Jane, I believe they do. I'm not trained enough on the meter to tell you that. I absolutely tried to fake getting out of things. P. Taylor, thank you for the super chat. I cannot tell you how many times I have had like sexual stuff on the meter come up. What were you thinking about during that sexual episode? And I'd be holding the cans and I'd go, nothing. Here's the auditor watching the needle on the meter, the dial. What's that? What's that? What were you thinking right there? What is that thought? And now I'm freaked out. I'm introverted because I was thinking something, but I'm trying to suppress it. And so now they're going, what is that? And I'm going, nothing. I don't know. I didn't. And they go, no, 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 no. Let's go back. Right there, right there. What are you thinking? Right there. What do you think? What are you looking at? Right there. What are you doing? Right there, right there, right there, right there. What are you thinking? It's a fucking lie detector test. It sucks. It sucks. So I have been in rooms like that for 12 plus hours. What's that? What's that? What are you thinking? What were you thinking? Did you think about your dad in an inappropriate way? Do you have a sibling that you touched inappropriately? Do you want to have sex with a dog? Do you want to have sex with other children? Like that is all on the table at 6 years old, all the way up till I was 38. They don't stop. Air Supply, I honestly cannot believe what you have had to endure. My heart breaks that these things still happen. You are such a strong lady and your voice counts. Thank you, Air Supply. I really, no free will, Armine, no free will. I really want to take this further. And if you guys, please mods, if you don't mind, post my email. If anybody has any idea, any connections, anything like that, I would love to get louder and louder. Do you know how many times I hear this from people? Valerie says, it's a miracle that you're not insane. Tommy used to say to me, it's a miracle that you're not a serial killer. Like literally that you didn't like snap and just want to kill people. Like that would have been justified. So I agree. Thank you, Valerie. I'm glad that I love people. I'm the opposite. I crave connection. I didn't get enough people. All I got was like the questions and the pounding shit into me and like, don't react. So now I see all these different kinds of people in the world. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I love their personalities. I love their quirks. I love seeing all these things I never got to see in people in Scientology. Those aren't fucking people. Those are soldiers. What did my chiropractor say? You're not human. Okay. So like, what, we're all just a bunch of dead ass fish walking around? Like, I love people even more now because I love to study them. I love to get to know them, talk to them. They make me laugh. I make them laugh. Like, it's a beautiful thing. If anybody knows, thank you, Helena. Thank you, mods. If anybody knows any way we can step this up a notch, I'd like to get louder about these stories. I want to tell these stories more. Most of them I've never told. Not because I'm holding back. I just don't think about it. I don't want to think about it. It doesn't make me feel protected when I think about it. I feel scared. I'm very afraid of people. When people raise their voice to me, I get very freaked out. Because again, the more loud you get, the more I'm going to not react and get smaller and not respond. And my ex-husband used to do that. Stop using your bull bait on me. He'd get so mad because the louder he'd get, the more I'd just shut down. I wish I could go back and watch it. It's probably sad. He would literally Jeff was humongous. And I don't mean like fat. He was a very large man. He overpowered me. He would get in my face and point and scream. And I would literally just. And it drove him nuts. Abigail, at this time a year ago, I wouldn't dare give you this scripture. But now that you're following Christ, this is perfect. Okay, here we go. Those who trust their own insight are foolish, but anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. Old Testament. Those who trust their own insight are foolish, but anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. I'd like to know more about what that means. I'm trying to understand what that means. Because I love wisdom. That's why I'm attracted to older people, male and female, because I like to listen to them. They're full of wisdom. Wisdom doesn't come lightly. Not a lot of people are full of wisdom. Can someone help interpret that for me? Who trusts their own insight are foolish, but anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. Thank you for saying it. I just don't fully, I think I got like 60% of it, but I feel like I need a little help with that one. I miss having a best friend. That's why I love it here. Thank you, Tara. I'm glad that you're here, babe. We'll be your best friend. Depending on God. Yeah, Jill Turner didn't get it either. Okay. A wisdom is Lord, the Lord. Wisdom is confidence. Depending on God, walking with God, not doing things yourself. Let's go back to it. Thank you, Martin. I love that. Wisdom is God and wisdom is confidence. So let's take a look at that again. Those who trust their own insight are foolish, but anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. Okay, I could see that. That makes more sense to me. So anyone who walks in confidence and with God. And that's kind of a lot. They say that, I think, a lot in the Bible, like walking with God. So, like, anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. That actually makes more sense. I could see that. And it makes sense. I like that. Abigail, thank you. And guys, thanks for helping me to understand it. I'd love to give you context, but I really don't want to spend more money. Don't spend more money, girl. You spent enough. Thank you. Perhaps go to that particular proverb and read about it in your Bible. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you, babe. Honey Lou, just because I'm so very proud of you and who you are becoming, you're a beautiful soul. I love you, Honey Lou. And I really mean that. I really, really bonded with you when I read your letter and I read it to the chat. Thank you for the super chat. And I'm glad that you feel the same. Aline, I love Aline. I love seeing her in the Zoom calls. Yeah, Tara Jackson loved it too. When you know that Christ is walking with you, it gives you confidence and bravery because he's got you. Yes, there you go. Thanks, Shell. Thank you, guys. This was another. So yesterday and today are incredibly important streams for me. You could even share them if you so could, like choose to put them somewhere. I don't ever ask people to do that, but I want to spread this word. I've got a lot of stories, just like all the other ex-Scientologists. I have a lot of stories as a child. They need to be told because it's still going on. If this shit stopped and an end was put to it, I probably wouldn't be talking about it anymore. But it's still going on, and I need to talk about it too to heal from it. I need to kind of acknowledge and validate to myself, to that 6-year-old self, this was never okay. Stop justifying it by going, well, that's how I was raised. That's what I knew. It's all I knew. Not okay. There's two people you have to feel good about or validated by in your life. And it's your 6-year-old self and your 95-year-old self. They need to be cool with you. My 6-year-old self, I'm working on it. And so we have to keep marching forward and talking about this stuff. It's hard, it's triggering, I know, but this could help so many people. This could make a dent in the future. Not just me, all the ex-Scientologists using their voices. I love them for that. This is why I don't fight with the ex-Scientology community. They've been through enough. You may like one of them, you may hate the other one. I'm not going to get involved in that battle because they've all been through a lot. And I hold space for them for that reason. Speaking of ex-Scientologists, 2 days ago was Sterling's birthday, everybody. So happy birthday to Sterling. I have that on my calendar. Oh, for sure, Kestrel. Absolutely. Reese, Megan Fox is wonderful, caring reporter with a lot of subs. Email her, get your story out. Okay. Thanks, Dawn. I thought she was an actress. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person. Went grocery shopping. You're still on. That's commitment, hard work ethic. Thank you. Thank you, Philip. Yeah, I've been doing some longer shows lately. And it just goes where it goes. And I needed to get this out there. It helps heal me. Robin, you're so cute. You need to express it loud, name it, and process it. Sophia's absolutely right, guys. So please help me do that. You've carried me this far. Please help me do that. Please help me to carry this word. Thanks, Liz. Liz, I'm going to hop off in a minute. My throat's starting to get kind of raw again. Thanks, Yadira. Please help me with this, guys. Help me by sharing it. Help me by prompting me every time you think about it. Okay? Prompt me to talk about this stuff. Ask me the hard questions because I need to talk about it. It's important to talk about it. Please, please. It helps me. I heal from it. I sleep better at night. I become bonded and more closer to all of mankind over it. That sounds insane, but it really gives me hope. I have to talk about these things. They need to be said, and it might help somebody. We hope it helps many people. Okay. Yes. Name it to tame it. That's cool. I like that. Love you, Jessamine. Here to lift you as high as I can. Katie Fulton. Yes. We all need to speak up about this. Yes. Are you still making video shorts from your longer videos? I haven't been lately, but yeah, we'll definitely get back on that. Kestrel, you are really concerned about this. I definitely talked about sex toys in session in Scientology. I just didn't actually say the name of the toy. So I definitely said we used a vibrator. I just didn't go into all of that, if that makes sense. Thank you, Patty. And I'm glad you were here. I'm really glad. Love you, Dawn. I really love you, Dawn Paraso. Mods, I love you guys. Guys, this is such strength. Thank you for sitting through this with me. I could not wait to get here today. Could not. GeoPlanet Jane, I need you to go back and see this if you don't mind. Thank you, Trisha Kelly. Thank you, Air Supply. I did ask my permission to hug you, Diana H. I couldn't wait for that hug. Reese, do you have problems identifying, naming the emotions in real time? Probably. That's a good stream to do maybe tomorrow, Angie Mo. Angie, will you remind me of that? I would like to do that. That's the next step, probably. I wasn't even aware of the chiropractor story. That's how behind with the times I am. I don't want to call myself dumb, but come on, like naive. I don't know. Even my therapist today was like, you didn't know that was wrong? And I was like, why would I know that was wrong? As a 7-year-old, I had a man between my legs performing oral sex with my clothes on. No, didn't second guess it at all. Taught to not second guess my instincts. Didn't think it was wrong. Hey, no one, but I'm embarrassed about it. I'm incredibly embarrassed that it took me talking about it and my chat going, whoa, hit the brakes. What just came out of your mouth? It didn't even occur to me then. I was like, guys, I'm embarrassed about that. Ooh, what was that meme I saved today? Ooh, it's going to hit. Where is it? Tell me right now, Reese, find it. I love this, and I'm going to use it as a title tomorrow. If you aren't willing to look like a foolish beginner, you'll never become a graceful master. I love this sentence right here. Embarrassment is the cost of entry. This is why we don't give a shit about our haters. I'm happy to come on here and embarrass myself. Embarrassment is the cost of entry, my friends. If you're not willing to look like a foolish beginner, you'll never become a graceful master. Embarrassment is the cost of entry. Learn it, right? I love Rafi. Tell him I love him. I know I said I wouldn't spend more money. I don't want you to, but I got to do the end scripture. Closing. What joy for those whose strength come from the Lord. They'll continue to grow stronger. That's Old Testament. What joy for those whose strength comes from the Lord. Yes, they'll continue to grow stronger. That goes right with what we're talking about. Abigail, thank you. And I believe that. I believe it. Come get some. Joanne Hawley, thank you for your super chat, Abigail. And please, you don't have to do that. Thank you. I am grateful for it. And it does help me and Hux. Thank you. Reese, what would you say to your 6-year-old self knowing what you know now and how far you have come? Great question. I think I've kind of addressed this before, but I would say something like my first instinct is to say, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to help. I'm sorry that I didn't stand up for myself. I'm sorry, but I couldn't at 6. And knowing what I know now, all I can say is I'm here to be your best friend and heal you, babe. We made it this far. Thank you for being as tough as I was at 6. Obviously, like I had to have been tough to endure all of this. I'm not the only one, but I'm here to heal it now, right? I'm here to heal it now, and I'm going to do the best I can to speak up, to speak out, to save other 6-year-olds. That's my goal, is to like shine a huge light on this. We've got to take this outside of YouTube. We've got to take this to bigger platforms. We got to go on bigger channels. I don't care what it is. I got to go to Congress. I don't give a shit. But we have to make our voice super loud so that people go, what? And we don't allow that with other 6-year-olds. It's happening right now. I promise you it's happening right now. Thank you for asking that. That was a powerful question. Thank you for the super chat. Those fucking dumb haters can't do anything worse than Scientology did to you already, so they can piss off. And yeah, well, that's what I've said all along, Joe, is like, you're going to have to do better than that. To run around and say, Reese is a grifter, Reese is manipulating you and taking your money, and she's a bad mom. Holy shit. You're going to have to do better than that. You're going to have to be that guy when I was 7 between my legs to make me squeam and squirm. That's nothing. Like, it's absolutely nothing. And you know what? You look like such a loser to attack somebody telling a story of assault that happened to them, of their trauma. You look like such a fucking loser. You're nobody to do that. You shouldn't be doing that to anyone. You know why? We all have stories of trauma. Leave people alone. Live and let live. We've kind of been through enough, have we not? We're just trying to make it, like all of us, and grow from it and not treat other people poorly. Yeah, decultified, creating new pathways in your brain. Air Supply, that was really nice of you to gift a membership. Thank you for that. We don't shutter easily here. Yeah, we don't, Shelly. My mods are kick-ass. Thank you, Air Supply. That was really nice of you. Guys, I will be back tomorrow. I loved this stream today. I loved this. I loved all of the energy you guys brought. Oh, Buffy wants to see. Hey, Tabitha, you don't mind, do you? Beautiful hairs, girl. Sorry about the bedhead. Sorry about your. What's happening with your hair? What's going on? What, you don't mind showing your hairs, do you? What happened here? That's a lot. That's a lot. Buffy needed to see you before we signed off. How are you feeling today? Are you ready to go up to Grams? Because we haven't done that yet. Would you like to go up to Grams? Dainty. Really sleepy. She says, Buffy, I was in a dead ass sleep, girl. That's rude. It's incredible. Oh, I loved you. Did you know I really love you? Did you know that you've never made a mistake in this world ever? Did you know that you're tawny? She has 80s hair too. We have the same hair, Joe. Yeah, that's true, Mimi. That's true. Lydia looks clean and fluffy. Yeah, sex is a great stress reliever. I miss getting laid. It's an amazing stress reliever. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats. I mean it. B Lady, I think, left. Abigail, you guys, thank you for super chatting me. I know I don't ask for it. It's never expected. Your memberships and your super chats really help me and my kid. So thank you for that. And it's just very much appreciated. I love you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for how much you brought. I love you, Alicia. Thank you for what you brought to the table tonight. The energy matched my energy, and we just went, bounced off. Abigail, you need to stop. Don't be misled, my dear brothers and sisters. Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in heavens. He never changes or casts a shifting shadow. New Testament, that's a good one. Don't be misled. Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down for us. That's perfect. That's the perfect ending to this stream. Abigail, I love that. Thank you. Buffy, you're welcome. Erica, I love you. I mean that, Abigail. That's beautiful. And thank you, Abigail. Please don't overdo it, though. I appreciate it so much. I don't want you to be in trouble, though, with that, okay? Thank you. It's kind, and it's a beautiful gift. It's a double gift. It helps me and Hux, and it helps the audience, and it's a beautiful scripture, and it was a good way to Gertie is my reason for this one. Last one, I promise. That was very nice of you. Amy Edge, I love you, girl. Stacy Toms, you're the best. Honey Lou, thank you for being here. Liz Tricks, hot tea with lemon. I will do that. I'm going to go take my walk because I haven't done that today. This is the perfect way to clear my head and think about how excited I was to share this message with you guys. Love you, Katie Fulton. I really wanted to get this message to you. Debbie Bam, I'm happy I got to see you, babe. It meant everything that you guys sat with me through that. You held my hand through that, and you listened to me. It meant everything. Valerie, love you, babe. Joel Sachs, I'm glad you were here. Heather, thank you again for having slightly a crush on me. I felt it, and I kind of feel that way about you. Not to get awkward. Robin Miners, I'll see you. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back around the same time tomorrow afternoon. Share this if you can. Good night, Marie Marian. We have to march forward with this. I believe that we will. I believe doors will open where they need to open. We have to talk more about this. Okay? So I know you're with me. Thank you, guys. Here comes Fred, and I will see you tomorrow.